Hey guys, James again for TFB TV, and today on TFB TV I've got a little piece of TFB TV history for you. Now, TFB TV came out in January 2015 at SHOT Show, and our first videos were all taken and produced at SHOT Show. So after SHOT, of course, we have to start coming up with our own content to produce for the channel, for you guys. And the first video I ever did for TFB TV has never aired on TFB TV. It's been a private link, but for some reason, I think it already has like 600 views. So somebody's been passing it around, which is funny to me. But anyways, it entails a struggle that I had with Kimber about, I bought a Kimber Solo. I thought they were really neat guns. I love single stack 9mm. I thought it was cool, but I kept running into trouble with it, and it went back to the factory, back to the factory, back to the factory. So anyways, that's the backstory for the video that you're about to see, which was my first video for TFB TV that never aired. And here it is. Hey guys, it's James for TFB TV. Back in March of 2013, I bought a Kimber Solo STS in 9mm. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, I would say first read Phil White of TFB, read his review that he wrote back in 2012. It was pretty thorough, good review. In summary, the Solo is a single stack 9mm that shares virtually the same footprint as the Car PM9, CM9 series, which is what I prefer to carry day to day. I guess the primary differences with the Solo versus, say, a Car PM9 or CM9 would be the ambi controls. You've got an ambidextrous safety. You have an ambidextrous magazine release. You've got an aluminum frame. And you've got some significant dehorning and really good low-profile sights. All of that also kind of helps to justify the fact that the Solo cost about twice as much as the Car. I got one anyways, even though I had a couple of Cars at the time. And when I get it, of course, the first thing I do, take it out to the range. I go to shoot it, and I don't make it through one magazine without a failure to feed. Over and over and over and over again. Failures to feed on every magazine I put through it. That was kind of disappointing, but you don't necessarily give up on a gun just because you bring it to the range and you have problems the first time. It could be that it's breaking in. It could be that it wasn't properly lubricated before you shot it. Sometimes I'll just pull them right out of the box and take them to the range. So I took it to the range a few more times over the next year, and the same thing, unreliable feeding. So I call Kimber, and Kimber had great customer support, by the way, and I send it back to them in July of 2014. I get the Solo back a little bit after that, and at this point, I'm pretty much dejected anyways, so I haven't shot it since I got it back in July of 2014. What I was thinking is either I was going to sell it or maybe put it through the paces and see if Kimber did, in fact, actually fix it. And that's what I'm going to do today. Now, another nuance about the Solo that's a little silly is the owner's manual says that you should only shoot 147 grain ammunition through it. Now, I don't know why a gun like a Car PM9 or CM9 that costs half as much as the Kimber can run the full range of 9mm from 115 to 147, while the Solo you're relegated to 147 grain, but who knows. What I'm going to do today is I've got 6 boxes of 9. I've got 2 boxes of 115 grain 9mm, 2 boxes of 124 grain 9mm, and 2 boxes of 147 grain 9mm. Like I said, I haven't shot this Solo in over a year. So I'm going to run 300 rounds through it today, which of course doesn't prove that the gun's reliable, but it's certainly a step in the right direction. I'll run all that 9 through it at the range today and see if I've got a working Kimber Solo or if I'm just Kimber SOL. We'll see. I'll shoot it and I'll report back to you guys. So I grab my Solo and my GoPro and I head to the range. And this is the very first magazine at the range, 4th round. There it is, failure to feed. And bear in mind, this is the gun, like I said, that I'd sent back to the factory for failures to feed, and I received back. I was hoping it had been repaired, and there we go. 2nd magazine, another failure to feed. Close up there. 3rd mag, note that I put a glove on. The aluminum frame is pretty snappy. It doesn't sap up the recoil as well as the polymer frame guns. And there's another failure to feed on the 4th round. So thinking 3 magazines in a row with a failure on the 4th round, it might be the magazine. So I put in a new Kimber Solo factory mag, and lo and behold, I get my first magazine without any issues whatsoever. But then the next magazine, business as usual. Another failure to feed. Oh, here's where things get really exciting. I go to shoot the next magazine of 124 grain, and there you go. No click, no bang, no nothing. There's a live round in the chamber, and there is no pressure whatsoever from the trigger. The trigger's just flopping around as if the gun had never been charged. I take it apart, put it back together, try to find out what's wrong with it, and I just can't figure out what's wrong with it. It was pretty frustrating. And here you go, temper tantrum. So I guess the gun's going back to the factory again. So the range was about a week ago, and I tried to take the gun apart, figure out what was wrong with it, and I couldn't figure it out. Like I said, there's just no tension on the trigger. So I called Kimber, told them about it. Again, they had great customer service. So I send it back to Kimber. They've got it now. They sent me a UPS label and everything. Packed it up, sent it back. I haven't heard anything back from them, but when I do, I'll update this post and let you guys know. But a few observations about the Solo. One thing, first, like I discussed earlier, there's the 147, 124 grain only, which is kind of weird. Kimber's competition that costs a lot less accepts the full range. Well, another little nuance that I just remembered was the fact that every 1,000 rounds you have to replace the recoil spring assembly. I guess in conclusion, what I would say about the Kimber is it's almost like Kimber took this great concept. They took this awesome design, the shell of an incredible gun, and just didn't make it marketable. They didn't complete it. I'm not the only one, certainly, who's had reliability issues. If you look it up on the internet, it's pretty well documented. It seems like they always tend to make it right, but a lot of people just didn't get functioning Solos out of the box. So there's that. Then there's the price point. Like I said, I paid $800 for mine, whereas comparable high-quality single-stack 9mm cost half as much. The trigger's great. The sights are great. The ambidextrous safety, ambidextrous mag release, that's all good. But I just think that the total package is kind of mediocre, which is unfortunate because, like I said, otherwise a great concept and a good gun with just some nagging imperfections. So we'll see what happens when I get mine back. Thanks for watching the video. I know it was long. I'll try to shorten them next time, unless you guys like them this length. Leave your comments. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, or hit me on Twitter. My contact information is at the beginning of the video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks again for watching.
God, I can't believe that was a year and a half ago. I look like 7 years older now. Must be this stringent TFB TV once a week video production schedule. Anyways, I hope you guys liked the video that never saw the light of day until today. Thanks for watching as usual, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you to the subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button and then go check out Ventura Munitions, one of the best ammunition suppliers on the market today. Thanks again. See you next week.